So here we go, here we go. You know it? Oh yes, those weeds, I love it. It is a little groovy time, here. Doing a little drinking, doing the good stuff, and wanted to a little story time, little story time. I saw a video on TikTok. It was on TikTok, a video doing the streams and stuff on TikTok, and I just put on some lipstick. So let me do some clearing. Let me do this. My lipstick to be sexy for you guys. Ow. I saw a TikTok video and I got it gave me a little bit PTSD, if that makes sense. PTSD only because of what I do. Again, a crime scene cleanup technician, director's assistant, and all of that jazz. This this crime scene technician woman was getting interviewed, and they asked her. They said, "What's from all of the times you've done, your crime scene cleanup and stuff? What's the one story, that sticks out with you? That you can will never forget?" And she says that there was a situation where there was I guess like a duplex, but it was on top, like a house down here, and then the other one on top, and there was two men, one living on top, one living on the bottom. And the bottom man was deaf or disabled or whatever. So the man on top was living there and stuff, and that they had knocked on his door, and they said a welfare check on the man on top, right? And the guy was like, okay, I guess whatever stuff. I guess you had to go through his apartment to go up, whatever stuff. And that being said, she said that they had went, and the man was dead for 2 weeks. He was gone for 2 weeks. Now, when they found him, she said that his cell phone was charging. He had a cell phone charging, and I guess they went through his cell phone or whatever, and that not one fucking phone call, not one text message on his cell phone, but it was charging, and he was dead for 2 weeks. So the man downstairs, didn't know nothing, whatever. So me personally said, dude, sorry, but if you're fucking dead, my experience, the smell off the bat is like just ridiculous. There's no way you cannot smell that. Maybe the man thought it was a trash or whatever. Don't know, and stuff. But that the man was dead for a good 2 weeks, and his cell phone had not one text message, and not one phone call from anybody. So she said, as I was watching that, she said it made me sad that the fact that nobody messaged that man who had passed away, and nobody called him for 2 weeks, and then only because there was a welfare check from whatever and stuff. And it gave me a little bit of, like, I was like, because from my past stories that I mentioned in my videos, I'm like, dude, like, I've done a variety of fucking calls where the person's found 5 days later, even 3 days later. Where I live at, it's Laredo Heat City, Laredo Heat. Boom. And you don't find that person. And with me personally, like being a crime scene cleanup technician and a FD assistant, it makes me scared and it makes me sad. I've already bitched about it on my other videos and stuff, but she, from all the crime scenes that she's done cleanup, she mentioned that she was like, that was sad that nobody called him, nobody text them. Nobody did. And I was like, dude, like, I know what you're talking about, girl, because I done been there where I've gone, and the family finally says, oh, let me check on mom. Let me check on grandma. And then, oh, before you know it, again, boom. And I've said it again, and I'll say it again. You deny that person a open casket, the grandma, you deny her an open casket, and you deny her grandkids to be able to finally, the last, even in a funeral, it's sad to see, your loved one, your grandma, your mom, your dad, whatever, you deny them that. It got to me when I saw that video on TikTok. When she said that, I was like, oh, and I was just like, fuck, man, like, dude, boom. Out of all the times you've done crime scene cleanup, and I've done a bunch of them as well, my memories are the ones that were left behind, and nobody went to them. And parking outside of their house, outside, opening my door in the car, getting out, and I can fucking already smell you from inside your house. Doors locked and everything. I can smell you. Getting closer to the house, and whatever. Let alone opening the door. And like, you know what I'm saying? It just got to me. I was just like, I won't forget that video of that crime scene technician lady who said that. About that man. Like, nobody, there was not one message, not one fucking phone call. 2 weeks that man was, I don't know how the man downstairs who was like deaf or something or whatever, I was like, how could you not smell that? How could you not smell that? There's just no way. But I guess to each their own and stuff. And just it just got to me. It got to me on that one story I saw on TikTok. It got to me on that and stuff. I did a funeral service yesterday on Sunday. It was a man who who passed away suddenly, and then they gave him a service immediately. Boom! I wasn't supposed to work yesterday, but then they were like, hey, we need you to work. You saw a service. And boom! I was like, okay, I'm working the service and stuff. Did that, and the next day was technically yesterday, which was Monday, because today is Tuesday. It was a baby, a small baby, and now I had went to the party where I work at, the funeral party where I work at. We have adult caskets, for adults caskets, and now there's other smaller caskets, that are like from adults to like smaller ones. I had walked into the showroom with the caskets and stuff, and I saw a casket, I'm not lying, this fucking small. This small. And I was like, I had never seen a casket that small. I've seen adult caskets. Let me get up so I can show you. I've seen adult caskets, and I've seen, like, for like smaller kids, this one wasn't this small. This one, it was a small casket, and I freaked out. I was like, oh. Now, last week and into the week after that, or before that, it so happened there was about 4 to 5 children that passed away here in where I live at. Some of them were miscarriages after 6 months of miscarriages, but they're still, I don't know what happens, but there were miscarriages. And then the other ones of the children, they were born alive, and then within hours they died. They just died after being born. So there was a candle there at the funeral part of where I work at. There was a candle, and it had all the names of the babies from the week and a half prior. The babies' names. And the FD did that candle for the babies. And I looked at it and I was like, what's this? Now, the babies that have passed away, they go straight to services in the morning. Now, I don't work the morning. I work the evening shift. I do evening shift. So these babies, I didn't work the babies. I worked the evening shift, adults. So the morning, it's other people that work the morning, right? So the FD says, these were the kids, the babies that passed away, and I was like, wow, like and he was like, he never had a service a week where it was like baby after baby after baby, and again, mind you, some of them were miscarriages after 6 months, and the other ones they were born and the kids just passed away. They were born and then hours later they just died. But the casket, again, I've seen adult caskets. I've seen like regular for regular like children, and I saw one like this big, and I was like whoa, like dude, that's tiny. And anyways, it's sad, and it's just like wow, So about 5 or 6 kids died like in a week and a half. This prior week and a half, and they were there at the services with doing the services there with us and stuff. And I did a man who was like in his 70s, 80s, and then boom, the next day or yesterday, technically the day before, was a child, I guess, for that casket. And I didn't work that service, but I was like, oh man. So this is a soggy video. This is video soggy and stuff. And I'm doing a little drinky. I'm just like, whatever stuff. But just and doing like again like just a funeral service. Like I see death all the time. All the time I see death. And it hasn't become desensitized. I'm not desensitized from this. Like even when I see the bodies, and I have to like do my work and like okay, a closed casket, afterwards and stuff. And I still feel soggy. I feel sad. Like when I see them. Like before, I was like, oh, I wouldn't want to see them. I was like, oh, peripheral. But now I'm getting used to like looking at the body and like, okay, and then going into the showroom, going into the dressing room, not the showroom, the dressing room, and seeing bodies, there waiting to get dressed and all that, and it just kind of like. It makes me appreciate every time when I wake up. When I wake up, I say, good morning, world. Hello, world. I wake up. If I'm feeling bad, if I'm feeling like sick, or if I'm hungover, whatever, I'm literally, girl, don't fucking bitch about nothing. Don't bitch about shit. You know why? You have to go to work, and you have to go. Somebody's right now in a casket waiting for services to be rendered. Like services, to be done and stuff. So don't you bitch about nothing. Don't bitch about, I feel bad. I don't want to. Girlfriend, you be happy, you be proud, and you do what you do because it's a casket or it's, you doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I go to work. I open up those doors. I'm like, okay, boom, what am I dealing with? Okay, this person, blah, 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 all that jazz. And I'm like, and then I see the family and all of that stuff, and I'm just like, I haven't been called to do any crime scene cleanups for a while. That's a back burner job I have, but I haven't done that. I kind of miss it, but in a way I don't, because I went through a little phase where I did 3 cleanups with older people. They were found days and days later, weeks, not weeks, 7 days, I guess max, left there, and then the body goes through its system and everything, and then I explain with the family, oh yeah, she had a heart problem, yeah, but I would check on her once in a while, whatever, but now it's been 7 days, she didn't answer my call, 7 days, and then now, okay, dude, 7 days, and you smell her from the fucking distance. I don't say shit to the family, obviously, but I'm just like, okay, you know what, blah, blah, blah. But I went, there was a time, it was last year, where there was about three elders that they were found, and because the family didn't check on them, when that lady from TikTok, the crime scene girl, said from all the things she did, the one that I will never forget is that man that was left 2 weeks, cell phone, no fucking phone call, and no text message at all, and he left his phone charging. Nothing. That was sad. When I saw that again, I was like, wow. I just got a little like, hello there, just like, That's, I don't know. It makes me sad. It makes me very, very sad and stuff like that. You know, like I want to, I wanna, I wanna just, just call your elders, call your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know he's old, he lives alone, or she's old, she lives alone. You know what I'm saying? Like do something. Do something. Don't just assume, whatever. Saturday, I was leaving a place and I was driving back to my house. And as I was driving, there was a bunch of cops on the highway. And the cops were there, and I was like, oh, so I called a friend because she wanted me to go over and stuff, right? But I was going to my house, and she was like, okay, well, come over and stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm driving, but the highway, there was a bunch of cops. And then she goes, yeah, it's coming out on the Facebook stream, whatever. It was a fatality. It was a motorcycle guy or whatever, some guy on a bike got hit on the highway. And I was like, that makes sense because dude, bunch of cops. Okay, wait a minute. So I found out that it wasn't a motorcycle. It was a guy who was, cheers guys. This guy would drive a dirt bike, and he would drive it on the highway. And the reason I know that is because on Facebook, after it came out on the news with Facebook, somebody put, I would see him driving his dirt bike on the highway, and it was a matter of time that something like this tragic happened. So this guy, I think he was like in his early 30s. He was on the highway this past Saturday, and I don't know what happened, whatever, but with a dirt bike, not a motorcycle, not a chopper, but a dirt bike, and boom, the guy hit him, and after that, being the highway, a girl hit him, boom. After that, so after the guy hit him, boom, the girl hits him and stuff. Can you imagine? The girl was young; she was about 23 years old, from what I read. Can you imagine the tragedy of you're driving on the highway, okay, and in front of you, boom, they hit a guy, and then you're driving, you can't stop, boom, then you hit the guy after he gets hit, you hit him. Can you imagine the trauma that this girl has now, and stuff? And they were like, she wasn't drinking nothing, obviously, and stuff, like the trauma of that, like, boom, it wasn't her fault. Whatever happened. The first guy hit him, and then she hit him again right after. And stuff. So I can only imagine how she feels going. And this happened Saturday. We're only 48 hours into this afterwards now, going into 72. But can you imagine how she feels and how she has to go to sleep? Now, you didn't do it. You did not do it. It was an unfortunate tragedy. Speaking about that, on the highway, actually that highway that happened on, a friend of mine, his name was Victor. He was a drummer, all tattooed out. This was years and years and years ago this happened. Years and years ago. My friend got hit, and it was a hit and run. He was on the highway. He had issues. My friend had some issues. He was a major alcoholic. He would smoke his little weed. And I guess, whatever and stuff. He was a friend of mine, blah, blah, blah. And I remember He told me I'm not gonna live to see 27. I won't live to see 27. I remember he was right here. We were outside of my house. He told me I'm not gonna live to see 27. I told him, shut up, shut up. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. And he was a major alcoholic. For as young as he was, a major alcoholic. He wouldn't eat. This guy wouldn't eat because he didn't want the buzz to go away if he ate food. I remember one time I forced him to eat. I fucking forced him to eat here in my house. And I was like, you gonna eat? I made some like spaghetti. I made some food. You gonna eat? You gonna fucking eat, man. I knew, whatever stuff. He was doing his drinking stuff. I'm like, dude, you gonna eat? Blah, blah, blah. Let's put it this way. If you ever seen the movie called, with Nicolas Cage called, Leaving Las Vegas. That movie, Nicolas Cage, whatever. And he would drink beer. He would drink these beers. He wasn't an alcoholic with liquor. He was a drinker beer drinker. Leaving Las Vegas. Leaving fucking Las Vegas. Nicolas Cage drunker like that. Like, dude, like, oh my God. To where he would piss his own pants. Because he didn't want to go use the restroom. I don't know what he thought. It was kind of like, if I hold my pee, then I'll still be getting drunk because I won't be. I don't know what the hell Victor was thinking. Like, dude. And I told him one time he was here at my house. This is years ago. And I'm like, dude, he had his pants on, right? He's on the sofa there, and we're talking, and his pants are all wet, like pissed wet. And I was like, Victor, your pants are fucking wet. Like, what? Oh, man, it's just part of, like, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. What do you mean? I got pissed off, and I was like, dude, I'm drinking too. I love me some drinky. But I'd be damned if I'm going to just piss my fucking self. I'm going to go to the restroom. I got a restroom here. Go to the restroom. Yeah, whatever. He's already pissed on. They pissed on. And I'm like, dude, no. I don't feel comfortable. You all pissed on it. I'm drinking with you. But you've been drinking since you done woken up and stuff. I go take a fucking shower or go fucking change. And I gave him some sweatpants. I was like, dude, here's some sweatpants, dude. Come on, dude. Like, take those jeans off. They were pissed on. Like, yeah, dude, come the fuck on. Goes to the restroom, changes his jeans. Boom, puts on the sweatpants. Couple of minutes later, comes back to the sofa. We're drinking, we're talking, blah, 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 and all that jazz. What the hell's going on here, right? We're sitting down, and before you know it, the sweatpants I gave him, boom, I see a wet spot, like right here on the crotch, and I'm like, Victor, I just gave you a fresh pair of fucking sweats. What the fuck, dude? I have a restroom right here. What the? But just like, yeah, like it's all part of it, like all part of the business. What are you talking about, Victor? Come the fuck on, go to the restroom, go fucking piss. He would just be like, oh, whatever, and just piss his pants and not give a shit. Victor, Charlie, what the fuck are you doing, man? Dude, go piss. Go fucking piss, man. Victor, like, man, I love Victor, man. He ended up, I don't know what happened, but from what I hear, recollection is that he got on the highway, walking on the highway, and that he just went into traffic. It's a little iffy about what happened, but from there, boom, they hit his ass. A truck, but the truck kept going. The truck did not stop. They kept going. Boom, obviously, ambulance and the cops come and everything. I don't remember how I found out about it. Who told me? But they're like, Victor's gone. Victor's, he got hit. I was like, well, what do you mean? What happened? That he was on the highway. I had heard, I guess from the grapevine, that he started doing deeper. He was an alcoholic. He was a beer drinker. He would sleep and eat with this shit. Wouldn't even eat. Pisses. Oh, they. He started doing a little bit of harder drugs. He started doing hard drugs. You know, I heard that, and I was like, not Victor. Victor's a drinker. He's not. He's not. He's not a. He doesn't. You know, he's not that. I heard it. I was like, that's weird. That's weird that Victor was doing that. What I heard. And that I guess when he knew he was in too deep on what he was doing, the hard drugs, that he said, fuck it. But I remember he told me, I'm not going to live to be 27. And he got on the highway and then just walked into traffic. But it was a hit and run. The guy in the truck left, didn't even fucking stop. So that I'm aware of, that was it. And stuff. And when I heard that tragedy, I was like, wow. But I took care of him several times. I took care of him several times. He would come to me like, Rose. I'm like, hey, Victor, I'm here. I'm a drinker, too. I'm a drinker. I love me some alcohol. I love me, you know, my beers. My drinking. But I took care of Victor. And I saw him. I saw him in the, you know, the services and stuff. When they hit him. Then when he got hit, it was internal damage instead of like from here up, because he had an open casket from being hit on the highway, like being hit. And I remember I bulldozed my way. I fucking went. I was just like, I fucking cried. I was like, oh my god, like I had seen you recently, like dude, wow. I heard about that he was doing hard drugs, and I was like, hard drugs. I was like, no man, no, not Victor. And then yeah, I left the services, and I don't think they ever found his the guy who killed him, the guy who hit him and just kept going. My question is, if you do that and you hit somebody, you know you hit somebody, and you just keep going, how do you sleep at night? How the fuck do you sleep at night, knowing that you done killed somebody and you just kept going because whatever reason you had in your car and your truck, it was a truck that hit him? How the hell did you sleep at night? We all have our demons. We all fucking do our thing and stuff, but Victor got hit, and either he just walked into it and he just like, fuck it, you know, like I just don't give a fuck, and just boom. But that was my friend Victor. My friend, and I'm gonna drink for Victor, because Victor loved him some brewskis. He loves him some brewskis. So this is to Victor. Victor. But I mean, that was tragic. What happened and stuff. Anyways, blah blah blah. This is a soggy video. But I'm just talking about all that jazz and stuff. And blah 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 about that. Just blah blah blah. It's sad, you know. I see death all the time. And I just think too, like, you know, I live alone. I'm just like, you know, it's just weird. Life is weird, and death is inevitable. But death is a mystery, you know. Like, what happens to us after we die? Like, do we go? Is it true that our spirit, like, and we just keep flying, or what? Like, what happens to us? What happens to us? I don't know. But I don't think that I can ever be desensitized when it comes to death, because I work with it all the time, seeing the families and all that jazz and stuff like that. So I can never be like, okay, whatever. I can't. Every service I do, I'm just like, you know, dude, it's like, I see the body and I'm just like, you know, and then I see the family and I'm just like, oh man. I do what I have to do. Especially when it comes to the kids. I come to like children and stuff. I refuse to even look at that. I refuse to look at that. I refuse to look at that. Like I won't. I won't. If I work the service, I will. But I'll work the service. I won't look at the body. Like I won't. I won't. And stuff. So anyways, blah, blah, blah. So that's my story and blah, blah, blah,